What's going on, guys? That was kind of a weird intro, but either way, I do not care. John Collins is looking like he's going to be traded. And John Collins is only one of three players doing this right now. I think it was, I believe, Nikola Jokic and one other person averaging 40% from three, 7+ rebounds, and 15+ points, something like that. Either way, John Collins is allegedly on the trade block, and today he's eligible to be traded. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. Will the Atlanta Hawks trade John Collins, and do you want him to be traded if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan? Let me hear those thoughts down below. Like and subscribe for about 100 videos a month, at least 3 videos a day, and let's get right into today's video. So just sitting here, John Collins, where could he go? You know, Boston Celtics are always linked to everybody, so we're not going to talk about that because I really don't see them trading for him. I think, and then there's the Ben Simmons conundrum. Could they take on Ben Simmons? Maybe. I mean, they have the assets to do it, and it would really help their defense because they suck at defense. So obviously, if they trade John Collins, it would be for a defensive-minded player. And you have to search and scour through the NBA to look for someone who could be in that mold, who could help this team. And I'm not talking like, you know, a Robert Covington. You know, you want a guy who can still help you on the offensive end and not be a detriment to the team. So that comes to mind when you think here. I mean, I'm standing here looking into my, the camera. So I just have to come up with something. Obviously, the Celtics aren't an attractive idea because you get Marcus Smart. But when you look maybe a defensive-minded guy, a Miles Turner. But you already have Clint Capella. I mean, Turner can shoot threes. But that one, it's a little conflicting right there. So you keep looking, you keep thinking. Because, like, right now in my mind, I'm going through, like, every team thinking of who could be a possibility. A Gordon Hayward, I mean, he's not an elite defender. He's a plus defender. It does have some bad moments, but he's mainly a really good defender and a good leader. You know, he's an idea. Or Kelly Oubre could be a guy the Charlotte Hornets could be trying to move. I don't think the Bucks would want to move from Drew Holiday. He's been fantastic. The Sixers, it's Ben Simmons or die, it seems like, if they're trading anybody on that team. Then you go over the Cavs. I don't see them moving any of their defensive big men. And then, Isaac Okoro, plus like the contract John Collins, they have to send like Kevin Love and Isaac Okoro packaged together, I bet, to be able to do that off. And do you want to take on Kevin Love? I don't know. And then I'm amazed that I'm just going through these rosters off the dome, okay? There's a few other you could think about. I honestly think the Hawks are are trying to get a defensive guy, I don't think the Warriors are going to trade anybody. If the Warriors were willing to trade, and they're not going to trade Andre Iguodala, and I don't think they're going to trade anyone. I think they like everyone that deal. So you have to look at a team like the Trailblazers. Maybe the Wizards are trying to move Contavious Caldwell-Pope and maybe Thomas Bryant because he could stretch the floor. You got to think you're either going to try to get a bunch of assets or you're trying to get, a big name player like Ben Simmons. That's the problem with all of this, okay? And I don't know if besides a Ben Simmons trade or a trade like I previously mentioned, maybe a Miles Turner or one of the big names that are being out there, you're looking for a defensive guy. Defense is what's going to solve this team. You're not looking just for a high-profile name. You're looking for a defensive name. And teams aren't trading like Paul George is out there. And Paul George isn't defensively what he used to be. So, and young players is not what you want. So you just sit here and you have to match up the contracts. And you think, okay, would a team like the Grizzlies want to trade, Steven Adams tied up with maybe like Dylan Brooks, who's already on a long deal? That's what you got to think about, like a deal like that, maybe, and maybe they get a pick or two back. I don't know. Because Steven Adams would give him another center, Onyeka Okongwu, and Jalen Johnson, Danilo Gallinari could shore up the power forward position. Dylan Brooks, Herter, Hunter, TLC can all get the wing position. Again, you're put in a situation, what is the right choice? Is just assets or you get a big name, okay? And what I mean assets is multiple players. So, again, they're juxtaposed by the position they're in because they're trying to contend after making the conference finals. That's the video, guys. I'm done.